actually, we do need reporting, good reporting on this, so we can give you a number and tell you where it's stronger and higher. All right, so this gentleman's songs defined a generation and influenced countless artists who follow. Now, Bob Dylan's early years in New York City are brought to life in a powerful new film.
A Complete Unknown stars Timothy Chalamet as the legendary songwriter. Entertainment reporter Joel Gargiulo caught up with the cast.
Like a rolling stone, take it.
The setting? 1960s New York City. A 19-year-old from Minnesota arrives with $5 in his pocket.
I want to tell you a little story.
In less than 3 years, he becomes one of the biggest musical stars of his day. That kid was Bob Dylan. In A Complete Unknown, we see the fascinating and flawed story behind his electric rise.
Bob Dylan is an American legend, an American folk hero, and I hope we did this movie justice. We cover the early period of his life, 1961 and 1965, and cover Bob's traversing from the folk movement of America into rock and roll, into going electric.
In an award-worthy performance, Timothy Chalamet stars and sings.
How many times must a man look up?
As Bob Dylan.
You used to laugh about.
For Chalamet, the New York premiere was more like a homecoming.
To be here so close to where you grew up, like I don't even know what this is like right now for you.
15 blocks from here I grew up, and went to high school 45 blocks from here. So this is a dream come true.
I know that you were working on this for how many years? 5 years?
Yeah, 5.5 years. 5.5 years.
I feel like you must have been hard to let go.
Yeah, very hard to let go. I was working on this for so long, and I put my heart, my everything into it, and it was sort of a relief to finally film it and get it off all of our plates, you know?
I've been out in front of a dozen dead oceans.
The film features a stellar ensemble. Elle Fanning as one of Dylan's exes, Monica Barbaro as Joan Baez, and Edward Norton as folk legend Pete Seeger.
He was the exemplar of what it meant to be an artist and a humanist, you know.
Played him so well.
Oh, thank you. Well, I felt a lot of responsibility to his spirit and his family. The whole thing was just privilege.
If you could sit down with Bob Dylan, just the two of you in a room, you get to ask him anything.
I would just say thank you. Thank you for all your music and your art. Not even thank you for the opportunity, just thank you for everything you've already given to American culture, because we're all better off for it.
I did sit down with Bob Dylan in a room.
Conversation that will stay with you forever.
He talked about the loneliness of being a folk singer, that when you're all alone on stage, that part of his desire to ultimately have a band wasn't based on changing music history, but was just that he yearned to have a band and friends.
Where have you been, my blue-eyed son?
If Bob Dylan's writing period was so prolific in the early 60s, some people said it was almost as if God was speaking through Bob. I feel like I had a smidgen of that grace wash off on me.
A Complete Unknown hits theaters Christmas Day. Trust me, you're going to be hearing a lot about this movie and Timothy Chalamet's performance come award season time. It's one of the best of the year. From the newsroom, Joel Gargiulo, Channel 7 Eyewitness News. I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Joel.
Love Bob Dylan. Oh my gosh.
Incredible icon, right?
Listen
Amazing.
to the music because it's great.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is great. Still to come here on Eyewitness News Mornings at 10. The countdown is now on. What's on your soundtrack today? We're going to go behind the scenes of Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest with both of tonight's hosts.
I hear Dua Lipa's performing. I can't wait for that. Also ahead, why a federal appeals court rejected Donald Trump's attempt to get the verdict thrown out in his civil sex abuse defamation cases.
And preparing for the final farewell for beloved former President Jimmy Carter.
And
Hey, New York, join me and the hottest musical guests for the biggest celebration of the year.
Join me, Ryan Seacrest, and my co-host, Rita Ora, live from Times Square. It's Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve.
New Year's Rockin' Eve, live on ABC 7.